UFC's final pay-per-view event of the year took place Saturday with UFC 245 at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, and with 3 championship fights atop the card, there was some meaningful results to come out of this event. In the main event, we see Colby Covington's rise to the top of the welterweight division come to an end, a 5th round TKO loss to Kamaru Usman. A great fight, a back-and-forth fight. Covington definitely made a great show of himself, especially seemingly fighting for the last 3 rounds with a badly injured jaw. It seems like it is a fractured jaw, not a broken jaw. Nevertheless, a significant injury Covington suffers in this fight, eventually is caught in the 5th round and stopped. He was not very happy with the stoppage. Regardless, the fight was over. Covington loses his first chance at the undisputed UFC welterweight championship, and you definitely wonder what is next. I think it is going to largely depend on the significance of this jaw injury. How long is it going to take for him to recover from this? What is going to be the rehabilitation process from such an injury? I suspect it'll keep him out of the action for the foreseeable future, but when he comes back, he is obviously very much still a top contender in the welterweight division. I still think a lot of fascinating fights out there for him. I think the one that we need to see most at this point, though, is against Tyron Woodley. These two have a grudge going back a long way. I think this was the mega welterweight title fight a lot of people were expecting to see before Woodley lost the welterweight championship to Usman. Of course, that changed the direction of the division. I think Covington, if he is able to come back sooner than later and match up with Woodley, makes a lot of sense. I think Woodley still does want that fight. I don't think Covington's stock dropped too much in this defeat. So if they can align the stars for that matchup, I think that makes a lot of sense. The winner definitely elevated back into welterweight title contention. And in the co-main event, we see Max Holloway. The blessed era comes to an end at the hands of Alexander Volkanovski. A unanimous decision loss for Holloway, his first loss in the featherweight division since 2013. A streak of 13 consecutive victories for Holloway comes to an end. Very humble in defeat, of course. Holloway is speaking very highly of his opponent. He felt he deserved the nod. It was a close fight, but Volkanovski convinced the judges he deserved the victory. I think given what Holloway has done in his reign as champion, what he's done in this featherweight division, he is most certainly deserving of a rematch. Coming into this fight was the longest defending male champion on the UFC roster. I think that warrants running it back, and UFC President Dana White seemingly agreed post-fight, saying that a rematch is of interest potentially in Australia. I think Holloway would be down for that. That would be a very big fight for that market. So it's just a matter of getting that matchup done. And we did have a 3rd championship bout on this main card, Germaine de Randamie falling short to Amanda Nunes in the rematch for the UFC women's bantamweight title. If you want to see what is next for de Randamie, go to MMAJunkie.com and check out the full UFC 245 Sean Shelby Shoes story.